Morning. Mic check. I think that's you, Rich. Let me know if the mic works. Good morning. Good morning. It's nice out here today. Good morning. Good morning. Rise and shine. Good morning. I'll be shedding this sweatshirt soon because the sun is starting to come out. Good morning. Just get myself together here. Okay. Oh no. Bees are messing with me this morning. It's all good. Just get myself ready. Okay. Think I got it. Good morning. Come in and say hello. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, everybody. Where did that feather come from? Good morning. So this morning we're live. We're going to be planting some stuff in the garden and deciding what else we're going to pull out of the garden this morning in terms of plants that are you want a sweatshirt? I got you. I got you. Good morning, Gwen. How are you? Good morning. I'm going to be shedding this sweatshirt pretty soon. When I first came out to set up this morning, it was a little nippy. Um, but now the sun is out and shining on me, and I want to take the sweatshirt off. So I just got to remember to move my mic this time. Um, so yeah, I just want to get prepared. I'm going to do some stuff in my own garden this morning because I have a few projects coming up. So if you're tuned in now, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel so you can see all the new updates we have coming with other projects that I'm going to be working on. Um, so today I'm going to be going around. Oh, good morning, Kim. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Sunday, everybody, and happy football Sunday, too, because that's what I'll be doing a little later. I'll be down at it and into the football game. So good morning, everybody. We're going to go in today. I'm going to look at where I pulled out some plants yesterday to see if the squirrels were digging, because that's going to determine whether or not I'm going to put chicken wire over where I put seeds. Good morning, Chanel. Good morning. You were in the chat yesterday, so good morning. Thank you for coming back today. We're going to come in and pretty much try to plan out a good amount of seeds this morning in the actual garden before it's too late. And if I see another plant that needs to go, we're going to pull that out today. One of the things I hate to do today that I'm going to do is inside of the enclosure, I'm actually going to trim on those pepper bushes, whether the peppers are ripe or not, just because I need to be able to get in there and do all the things and pick everything and not worry about spiders and anything else that's crawling in there. I had a few people laughing yesterday. I was in there picking some peppers and I saw some spiders and I was just like, let me get out of here because I don't have a hat on and I don't want a spider or anything else that's crawling in there to get in my hair, because that's the last thing you would want to be like sitting at a table or sitting at your desk and then you notice the bees are out here messing with me this morning. You notice a insect crawls out of your hair, because my hair, like, it could catch anything while I'm leaning. So I'm gonna go in, trim up some of the bushes. Like I said, I hate to do it, but it got to get done. But first, I'm gonna start over here where we pulled out some stuff before, and what I'm gonna plant on the outside is, I think I'm gonna put some mustard greens out there, some loose leaf mustard greens. Also, I put a poll in the chat this morning. Let me know if you're going to be doing any fall gardening. I'm just a little interested to know what you plan on doing this morning. So I actually have my seed box out here this morning. I'll turn you around. I want to find my mustard seed, so I'll show you my seed box here. And I'm going to go around to the other side so you can see all my seed boxes here. So I pretty much need to go into these seed boxes and figure out which seeds I'm going to put down. Here we go. So what I was looking for was my mustard seeds. So I have them here, and I'm going to plant the mustards on the outside and figure out if I can get them to grow so that we can at least get some stuff in. Mustards don't take as long to grow. So 4 to 10 days to germinate, about 55 maximum days to harvest on these. So I'm going to plant out a bunch of mustards right out here in the front. I'm going to loosely plant them. I was looking online of a few ways to plant them. So, okay. So Peaceful Dale says, I planted Africa and Irish watermelon mid-spring, and they'll both be ready soon. Only gardening I did this year. So you did only spring and summer gardening. I'm doing both. So Kim had an interesting question yesterday. I don't know if you want to drop it in the chat so everybody else can hear when you should pick your watermelon. But yeah, let's go in here. If you're new to the channel, please hit like and subscribe so that you can be here for any other any other streams, or follow the content. Follow me along. I'm gonna bring over this little footstool and sit you on so you can kind of see. And I'll take the camera and show you the. I don't want the camera to fall. Here we go. I'll take you along so that you can kind of see how. Let me grab my gloves. So you can kind of see how I'm going to plant out these mustards. Okay, so Chanel, yes, fall garden is in progress. She has carrots, radishes, lettuce, cabbage, beets, and they're all growing in Pennsylvania. So that's pretty good to know, because I have a cousin who lives in Pennsylvania. She wants to start her fall garden, and we're trying to figure out how her weather is over there. So the Kim was asking, how do you know when the watermelon are ripe? Because she prematurely picked a few, and they weren't ripe yet, but they were big. So the key to knowing whether or not a watermelon is ripe is when the tendrils die back on it. When the tendrils, the little curlies, get brown, they will. That's a clear sign that your watermelon is ripe. So you don't want them to get overripe, because they might start to rot on the vine pretty soon. So make sure you pick those as soon as the tendrils die back. Okay. African and pink, Irish, yellow watermelon taste great separate or together. They're totally different. Okay, what kind of what color are they? Are they like pink on the inside, or are they like different colors? Our moderator for today, he doesn't like watermelons that aren't red. Just thought everybody would like to know that. So I'm just gonna come in here and loosen up the soil a little bit that I put down yesterday, see how it is. It's pretty packed down because I watered it in yesterday. But what I'm gonna do is go in and kind of like do some mounds, and I'll show you my mounds. Before I do the mounds, I want to loosen up the soil up underneath too, because we had a lot of roots in here, and I want to make sure that whatever I plant, the roots are able to get through. So I'm loosening up with a hand shovel here, and I'll put it back down. I don't want to dig up any roots that are currently there, because I still have, as you can see, the watermelon, not watermelon, but the zucchini and cucumbers here, which I think I might give up on the cucumbers now, but I'm not sure. So I'm gonna pretty much dig myself a couple mounds here, making rows. I'll show you the rows before I put the seeds in. Sometimes people could say it's not necessary. I've never actually in my garden planted in rows, so we're gonna see what it is this time. I don't want to overplant here. Don't give up on the cukes. Yours are still producing. I'll try not to, Gwen. I will really, really try. Uh, okay, so the African is a pink inside. Most people find in the grocery store. The Irish ones are yellow inside. Harder to find. Both taste great. Okay, yellow and pink watermelon. I get it. So, got a new marker here so we don't have to worry about. You're sick of making pickles. I love your pickles, Gwen. They are great. So, I'm going to put the mustards over here and put a label. I'm only going to plant these mustards over here because I don't want to confuse them with anything else. Put my label up here. These are Tokyo Bacana? I don't know. And today is I think it's 9/14. Yep. So, I'm gonna put in these mustard greens. I'm gonna dot a couple holes in the, let me not lose this marker. Um, Watermelon is supposed to be red, period. Come on, Rich, don't be like that. I'm gonna put my little label down in there so I know exactly what's on this side, and put my labels back in my pocket. And let me just show you, turn it around. Let me show you. You can see how I kind of like made the mounds here. And I'm just gonna poke holes in once I put on my gloves. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna poke the little holes in and kind of like space them out so that they don't grow wild. Actually, I'm messing up this morning. I'm gonna plant the mustards in like rows. It's the turnips and the rutabagas that I'm gonna plant in mounds. So I could just put my gloves on and try this again. I'm messing up this morning. Last year, what I did was I sprinkled the mustards, and they were growing wild on top of each other. And I'm trying to do better with spacing this year. So, just gonna do a slight little indentation so that I could put them in. And when I do this, I should be able to get more than 3 rows. I actually might pull my marigold out too. So that's right here. These birds are curious out here what I'm doing this morning. They're like flying all over my head. We'll see. These seeds, as you can see, I got these from M.I. Gardener. They're pretty small. I'm just gonna sprinkle them in the row here and then cover back the row. There are a lot of seeds in here. There's a little drip method that I could do, but I'd rather just pinch them out of my hand for now. So you see they're very, very small. Try not to drop any. So just gonna go in here and try not to put them too close together and drop in quite a few seeds here. And then I'll go back and cover it. I already have my label here, so at the end I can turn on the water and sprinkle everything in. And you can't really see the seeds once you put them down there, but hopefully they all germinate pretty good. Because these shouldn't take long to germinate, I should be able to post a picture update in a few days to let you know if they germinated or sprouted. So a few more. And I'm not sewing these in very thick. I'm just making sure I can see enough in here. There are all types of like little crawlers in here. I don't know if I can get my camera to zoom in enough to show you, but fold this over like this so that I don't lose any seeds in the container. Let me see if I can show you all the little creepy crawlers in my soil. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's a good thing, but I don't know if my phone will do it. So you'll see here, I'm gonna see if I can point out. So these are the seeds that I see, all the little creepy crawlers in there. They're very lightly sprinkled in. You see here, very lightly sprinkled in. But yeah, so I'm gonna just go back and cover up these seeds. Like I said, these are the mustard seeds that I'm putting in on this side. I'm gonna go on the other side, and once I find my container that has the radishes, I'm gonna put radishes out here too. I'm not a big fan of radishes. Oh, good morning, Miss Lady Bass. Nice to see you this morning. We're just out here planting some seeds in the regular garden, um, like we did in the containers, but in the garden the other day. So let me just cover up these seeds. I'll come back in and water at the very end. I just want to make sure I have enough time getting my seeds in. Make sure they have good connection with the soil. I have some clumps in here that I'm kind of getting out as I spread them over. Make sure I cover everything, even the clumps. All right. So, all right. And I have one label in here, and I'm going to pretty much just, because I only planted that type of seed there, uh, that's what I'm going to do. So, oh, thank you. Good morning. You watched my video. Which one did you like the best if you watched more than one? Um, you can pour. So Peaceful Dell says you could pour cheap beer on the plants to get rid of anything eating them or organically without chemicals. Okay, that's cool to know. I'm not sure if anything's gonna eat these plants yet, but if it does, I'm gonna, take some beer and sprinkle it out here. Uh, okay, and you see me helping others start their gardening. Yeah, so the reason why I help other people start their garden is because I like it when I can talk to other people about things that I care about and things that are like my hobbies. The gnats are out here this morning. Things that are like my hobbies, so I love it. Oh, so it's so funny. I got a comment on one of my videos, and they were saying that in order to keep the squirrels and everything out of their garden, they use forks upside down. And she's saying that it works. So I might go buy me some plastic forks um, and put in my garden and keep the squirrels out. I think, Gwen, if you're still in that, Gwen has this little thing that keeps things out of her garden, but it's really for cats. It's like a little spike thing. Gwen, can you tell me what the name of that contraption is that you have in your garden to keep pests out? So that's pretty cool. All right, so we got the mustards planted here. I'm gonna go back over here and find my turnips because I want to put turnips on the other side and put this case up for now. Our spike mats. Yeah, so Chanel, Google spike. Uh, you haven't, oh man, you're so lucky. We have a ton of squirrels and they kind of like pick on me. I feel like they do things and they watch me while they do it and they wait for me to run out on the porch before they like run away. But subconsciously, I feel like they laugh a little bit. It's kind of like a little game for them, maybe. I don't know. But so Gwen uses spike mats. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. So I might have to get some of those for the fall. But I see, like I said, I see yesterday when I put the new soil out and I put it out here. I came out here this morning looking to see if any of them had dug any holes, and I didn't see any holes yet. So, yeah, that's what I'm hoping that because there's no like, I guess, fruit here and stuff, they're not really entertaining themselves with my garden at this point. They didn't dig up the dirt around the plants where I pulled them up. So I'm just relocate myself a little bit. Let me grab a different thing of seeds. I need to find the radish seeds. I'm not sure which container I have them in. So I'm gonna go in, try to find these radish seeds here. And yeah, So Chanel is saying she gonna fight some squirrels over her garden. You know what? Me too, sis. Me too. All right. So I have this big container here. I'm trying to figure out, you know what? Let me just bring the camera around sustainable. I'm gonna show you actually, I don't know if you remember you telling me to put chicken net over my plants. Well, the seedlings that I put in the containers, but I did not put chicken net over them because I didn't want the squirrels to dig in it, but they also didn't dig in it, and everything, mostly everything has sprouted, and I'm gonna show you guys that in a few. Like I said, I'm just looking for, I should have organized this a little bit better, but oh, here they go. I was looking for my radishes because I want to plant some radishes right in front of where my tomatoes are. So I have a lot of different types of radishes, so I'll show you here. I just came on this side because I got tired of the sun being in my face. So look here. I don't know. Um, I've never, full transparency, been able to grow radishes before. So if you grow radishes and you have any tips, write them in the chat. But I'm very curious about these radishes. Says it sprouts in 3 to 6 days. So I'm gonna plant these in today and see how they do. I also have watermelon radishes here, cherry bell radishes, and I don't think I'm gonna like these, so I'm not gonna plant them. But I'm gonna plant 3 different types of radishes. They are easy to grow. Try it. I'm gonna try a little bit of everything this season just because I'm very curious to see how they grow and if I can grow them pretty good. I heard that the cherry bell radishes, they you succession plant these because they grow very quickly. So it said 22 days to germinate. So maybe in about 3 weeks or so, maybe we'll have some radishes. You never know. Watermelon radish seeds, yes. I will save some for you and bring them tomorrow for you. I'll ask you to text me so that whenever I get done, I'll look at my text messages and put them in. So I tried the watermelon radish before. I bought one from a store, and I actually like those because they're kind of sweet. So I don't know. I've eaten, like, you know how like if you go to a restaurant and they give you like the little veggie plate before you start eating, and sometimes they have radishes on it. I've eaten those with like ranch dressing. So I'm hoping that I like them, but I want to plant them just because I've had issues planting them before, and I don't like for anything to beat me down. So hopefully they come up, but I don't think I should mix. I think I should plant them in separate places so I know where each one of them is. So let me see. Some I'll put inside the garden enclosure. Some I'm gonna put outside where I pulled up one tomato plant yesterday. And then another one I think I'm gonna put on the other side of the strawberries because I'm gonna try to start loosening up that soil over there. So we have 3 places to put radishes. Let me make sure I have my little pen and my labels out here. And then we're gonna go plant some radishes. Before I plant the radishes, I'm gonna give them a little spill again. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit like and subscribe so that you can get notifications. Go in and check out any of my content. Hopefully you find it entertaining and informational. And so yeah, let's go plant these radishes now. So let me just take this over. Let me grab my little chair here and my little hand rake. I think it's there. We're gonna start on the side where the strawberries are. I'll show you a little bit of the strawberries. So very exciting news. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the green stalk planters. So they have them on sale, and I purchased, it's like buy one get one free of the 3-tier green stalk planters. And so I purchased one. I'm gonna get one free, and I'm actually going to, for these strawberry plants, take them out of my gardening and put them in a tiered planter. So so go to the Greenstalk website. You go to the Greenstalk website. There's a BOGO sale, buy one get one free. I think they're like $109, and then you got to pay like $19 and something for shipping. But go to Greenstalk and you will see that they have them on sale. So I purchased one yesterday, and hopefully it'll be here pretty soon so I can lift. Let me just show you these strawberries. So I'm going to lift out these strawberries and their runners. I think I have a total of 6 that I should be able to lift in. So there's one that has like 3 runners in it that I'm going to be able to lift out. And then there's another one. You can see that the strawberries are still pretty much producing out here. I had issues with the squirrels coming out here and eating them before I could get to them. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually remove. There are a lot of bees on this side, so hopefully they don't aggravate me and I don't aggravate them. I'm actually going to put some radishes by, let me see where I could put my device. Let me just sit it right here. Yep, that works. Just lean in a little bit. Get you, there we go. I'm gonna dig in the middle here, between where the strawberries are. And I'm glad to see that I got some decent sized strawberries coming on. But the reason why I want to get them up is because I want to get them off the ground. Between insects and squirrels, I'm not able to really, what'd I do with my shovel? Oh, here it goes. I'm not able to really harvest the strawberries like I want to. So my solution to it is essentially just to remove them from this bed, and this will give me like more garden space to plant other things. So yeah, so there's a runner here, a runner here, a runner over there. Oh, I have 4 then. There's four runners that I'm gonna get to be like strawberry plants and put in my planter. But for now, let me just move this label out of my way, and I'm gonna put some of the radishes here. Let me just loosen up the soil a bit. I left my gloves on that other side, so I don't like that at all because I don't want to be digging in this dirt and get dirt up underneath my nails. So there's a lot of like rhizome roots over here. Move those out of the way. Sustainable, did you, Lady Bass, when you plant your radishes, which ones do you plant mostly? If anybody in the chat plants radishes, let me know which kind you plant, which ones are like the easiest to grow. So, and the seeds for radishes look a little bit different. Let me scoot you back a little bit. The seeds for radishes look a little bit differently. So I think on this side, I'm gonna put this red meat radish. I think the red meat radish and a watermelon radish are the same thing. So we'll see. I'm not really sure. Sprouts in 3 to 6 days. So we're gonna come out here and check in 3 to 6 days. These ones I got from Baker Creek a couple years ago, so hopefully they're good. So what, instead of doing these sparingly, I'm gonna kind of like double them down because you know the older seeds get, sometimes they don't germinate as well. So you can see these seeds are a little bit bigger, so I'll be able to see them when I put them down as opposed to the other ones. Sprinkle a little bit more. So I think these are essentially the same thing as watermelon radishes, but I'm not sure. Okay, you didn't really like them. You planted some of the white ones and the red ones. Yeah, so I don't like spicy radishes, so hopefully these aren't spicy. But yeah, so let me just come in here. I'm gonna move this chair. And I'm not really sure the proper way to plant them, so I'm gonna go in like blocks of 4 over here. I'm trying to give them some shoulder room. Let me get my pen so I can kind of push them down a little bit. Let me see. Trying to get them in. Okay. So I overseeded these because, like I said, I've had these seeds for quite some time. Good morning, Jason. I think my brother calls you Statman. Good morning, how are you? Thank you for joining the live this morning. Make sure you hit that like button. So I guess because I left my gloves over there, I'm gonna have to use my hands and essentially come in here and spread the soil over, make sure everything is connected here. And let me, before I finish, go in with my label and put that in there. You love my honesty about when I don't know something? Listen, man, I do not want people to think that I think I know everything about gardening. So that's the great thing about it. Jason, I am going to get my gloves. The great thing about it is if I don't know, I'll research it, but I'm not going to get on the internet and tell a whole lie about something that I'm not sure about. I'm just not going to do it. Like, I don't know. And sometimes, like, I like that when I'm in my live, people who do know, they could tell me. So why lie when they could just tell me the truth? So. I'll write this label in. It's 9/14. I'm writing the date because I want to know if the labels are telling the truth. I'm a busy bee. I try to be. I got to keep myself busy all the time. Good morning. I don't know if I said it, Herman. Thank you. Herman's been watching a lot of my videos and making comments, and I really do appreciate that. So put that in there. And we're gonna go on back on the other side where I put the I pulled out one of the tomato bushes yesterday. It's a little bit cooler over here. I'm gonna go back and get my little stool, but I'll show you where I pulled out I pulled out two of them actually, two of the tomato bushes yesterday, and one of them, I don't know if you remember, I had a Roma tomato bush like right here behind me where the okra bushes are. So I'm gonna go in and plant some more radishes on this side too. And then on the inside of my enclosure, I'm gonna put some turnips. Let me just go get my other chair and grab my gloves while I'm at it. Be right back. So, my goal of the morning is to get as many of my plants or seeds in as possible. So, if you haven't taken the poll already, please go in and take the poll. Are you having a fall garden? Let me know. Hopefully you can still see me as I'm walking around my garden and you're just looking at an empty space. All right. So on this side, looks like the squirrels have been on this side because there's a hole down here. So I know that on this side, I'm essentially going to get some chicken wire and put it over so they can't dig up the seeds that I put in there because that will really piss me off. So I'm just gonna cover this hole back. And on this side, I think I'm confident enough to put two different types of radishes. So I'm gonna put the watermelon radishes closer to this okra plant and then put the cherry belt radishes closer to the enclosure on the back side. So I see some chunks back there. I just wanna grab them and loosen them up a little bit without squishing up my marigolds here. All right, so I'm just breaking up the soil to make it easier for me to plant in stuff. So closer to this side, I'm gonna put the watermelon radish. So let me just get my label so I know what I'm gonna put where. Rich was laughing at me a couple weeks ago because I was putting seeds in these pots and I was talking to you guys at the same time, and then I looked down and I didn't have the label in it, and I did not know which seeds I put where. So chicken wire or bird netting had to pop in and say good morning to get the day started. Now, have a great day, Lady Bass. Thank you for joining in. Hope you come back and watch more videos. So let's see, watermelon. Radish, 9:14. And then I'm also gonna do, what's the other radish name? So I did this one. I could put that on the side. Cherry bell. Put my cherry bell radish in. What you laughing at, Rich? Somebody's cooking something good. I smell it. 9:14. So I have both of these radishes here. All right. Got my labels all in. Let me put the watermelon ones in first, making sure I save enough for my constant viewer Gwen over there. There we go. These are all the ones that I'm going to plant. The seeds pretty much look the same. I'm going to use the marker to poke some holes in. I'm going to put these in a row. From the picture that I saw online, these get fairly bigger. So I'm going to plant them maybe in 2 rows. See a bunch of ants over here. I don't like that at all. I might have to get some neem oil and spray my soil. If anybody in the chat knows what to do for ants in the garden, let me know. And I'm not even sure that these are regular ants. Y'all know I'll pull a plant up in a minute to see what the roots look like, just to make sure there are no, let me put my gloves on. I can't trust this. Can't be putting my hands down in any ants. What is this? What are they after? Where are they coming from? I don't even know if they're regular ants, but I'm gonna spread them out a little bit, displace them. Some ants are good for your garden and some aren't. All right. So let me not be distracted by the ants this morning. So let me just poke some. I'm trying to give them enough shoulder space, because some of these root vegetables like to be spaced out. So I'm going to show you the holes after I put them in, before I put the seeds in. And like I said, I'm only going to do a few rows of these because I'm not really sure how they're going to grow and if my seeds are going to germinate properly. We're not going to do chaos gardening where we just throw seeds down. For the sake of it, I'm just going to do 3 rows of them actually. 2. I'll show you how I put the holes in and how I put the seeds in, because I'm probably going to put like 2 to 3 seeds in each one. So I put the seeds in. Nobody knows about ants in the garden? Nobody has a comment for me this morning? So I'm going to, like I said, put a few of seeds in there. 2, 3. Rich, if you're on the computer, can you Google ants in the garden? I'm a little concerned about this. If anybody's on the computer. Ask Chat GPT. All right. So I'm putting about 3 seeds in each hole for the most part. And I'll show you in a second. Make sure all my holes got seeds in it. All right, so I got some left in my hand here. Cayenne pepper or peppermint oil for the ants, Gwen. Cause I have both, so I'll go get me some cayenne pepper as soon as this is over, cause this kind of creeped me out a little bit. Okay, so I'll just show you. Let me put my label up here. I'm gonna put the label where I ended the seeds at, that over here. And let me grab the, okay. So Herman says he can't have fall gardening. I wouldn't think that you could, living in, was it South Dakota? I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's gonna get cold there very, very soon. I had a bunch of ants that I cut out after my corn stalks. Sticky traps and them in the soil, and they were all gone. What did you, Chanel, what did you amend your soil with? All right. So let me just show you how I planted in the radishes, like the holes, and how I put, I don't know if you can really see it, but you can see I just put little holes with the marker here. And I tried to space them out to make sure that they have some shoulder room. So like I said, hopefully that works. And if that works, I'll pretty much know how to do it. So let me just throw on these gloves because there's ants out here that I don't like. And just cover these up very lightly. Spread them over. All right. So I got the radishes in, the watermelon radish, worm castings, and a little black cow. Okay, cool. I'll probably do that later on today because I can't be bothered with worms. As you can see, it's really bothering me because I'm like focused in on it this morning. Let me plan out these cherry bell radishes, and then I'm gonna move inside the garden enclosure. I'll post a picture of it a little bit later of my carrot harvest from yesterday. If you watched the live, then you know what the carrot harvest was. I was pretty excited about it. So where the carrots were, I decided not to top off the soil. I'm just gonna put soil amendments. Well, I did put some soil amendments in there already. I put some 10-10-10 fertilizer, and I left it throughout the day yesterday. So I'm gonna go in and plant some rutabaga in there today. Okay. And the ant problem, I took a little bit of green onion, cut it up, and put it in the bed. Okay. All good stuff, all good stuff. I'm going to research a lot of it and figure out which one is going to be the best method for me. I think I might go with the amending the soil and maybe putting the peppermint oil or whatever out here, because I do know that a lot of things don't like the smell of peppermint and stuff like that. So yeah, all right. So let me just get these cherry bells in. I'm gonna try to go a little faster with this one. So let's see, this one I don't have to put as much space, but I'm still gonna give them space, give them some shoulder room since it's a root vegetable. And I'm gonna plant more of these because I know with the cherry bells, they are fairly small. So just try to get enough of them in here. And we're gonna see in a couple days if they actually do germinate. And then it says for the cherry bells that they should be able to be harvested in like 20 something days. So that's only a couple weeks. Like, 2-3 weeks they should be ready for that. So I'll tell you my real big fear about these ants is I want to say about a month or so ago. I don't know if you remember, but I had green beans out here, and on the root of my green beans there were like root aphids, and they were white, and they looked like ants too, but they were white, and it kind of freaked me out a little bit. And because of that, I pulled up every green bean in this garden because I do not play around with insects. So yeah, I pulling up green beans. You already said it earlier to me. I said what? Okay. So all right. So I'm gonna pull out these cherry bell radishes, like I said, then the 2 inches. So I think I got a good spacing in there. Let's see what I could do here. Herman, what's in your garden now, being that it's gonna snow soon? Do you just like clear your beds and like wait for the spring, or like what seasons do you actually have in South Dakota? Let me know. So put in these seeds. Okay. Put in these seeds. All right. 3, 3. And like I said, for the other one, because I've had some of these seeds for a minute, I'm seeding them a little bit thicker, putting in extra seeds, just to make sure I have some type of germination. Because the last thing a gardener wants to do is feel like they're wasting their time by planting stuff and then nothing comes up because they only put one seed, banking on one seed. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I gotta get some more seeds because I didn't put enough in my hand. All right. So you have tomatoes, cabbages, watermelons, and green beans. Okay. Does anything other than the cabbage like last over the winter? 1, 2, 3. And the ants are like pretty prevalent toward the edge over here. So I'll show you in a second these ants that I'm talking about. And maybe if anybody recognizes them, you can kind of tell me if it's really an ant. Okay. Rattlesnake green beans. Those are like the long ones. And you keep nothing rich. Keep playing with me. I don't see any snakes, but I do see some ants, brother. Let me show you these ants because it's bothering me. I gotta share it. Okay. So I'm gonna try to go in close so you can kind of see what we're talking about. You see all these little ants? I don't know if you can see it. You see them? They are bothering me. You say they're friendly, but I bet you won't put your hand down there and like the ants crawl on you though. Bet you won't do that. So sometimes they say that some insects, yeah, wings. You mean wigs, earwigs, or wings? I don't. Are those earwigs? I don't think they are. They look like regular ants to me. Yeah, you don't do ant farms. See, I told you. I told you I have a problem over here. Oh, do they have wings? Let me see. No, they don't have wings. Gets down to -25. Oh no, you can have that, Herman. I don't think I would ever live in a climate like that. Put one in a Ziploc. You want me to pick up the ant and put it in a Ziploc? I'll think about it. I really think about it. All right, let me let me cover up these radishes here. All right, let me put in my label. Okay. You like her idea? Do it. I do have gloves on. Rich, you a troublemaker. All right, so we got all the radishes in. Let me go put these radishes back inside the container so I don't lose them. And then I'm going to find the container that has the rutabaga and turnips because that's what's going in the enclosure today. And then what I'm also going to do today is spend some time chatting, doing some garden chat talk. So that's really going to... Hey, listen. Uh, that's a great statement. If I'm afraid of ants, what would I do if it was a snake? I would run. I would very fast. Um, and live to tell the tale and didn't panic. Y'all can laugh all you want to. No, I don't like small birds that come near me, okay? Um, but Kim, I don't know if you're still in the chat. Why don't you tell everybody how you let a little snake crawl across your feet? Man, listen, I would have burnt the whole garden. You hear me? I don't mess with snakes. Listen, Chanel, let me tell you something. If I see a snake out here, I'm torching this whole backyard. It won't come back. You hear me? She was, oh yeah, you were cutting the grass? Listen, the grass would have been burned down. We would have had to start over. You hear me? I don't know if she got snakes in her garden, but she definitely seen a snake in her yard and it crawled over her feet. Like, I don't even know what to tell you other than I would have been out of there. No lies. No lies detected on it. No cap. So when she told me that, I was like, you saw what? But yeah, it was behind the garage. The garage would have been on fire. Okay? The whole garage would have been on fire. All right. So so that was a little funny for the morning. I thought about every time I think about like little snakes and stuff, Kim, honestly, I do. I think of you immediately because I'm thinking like, oh, oh my God, like Kim saw a snake and she actually told me about it. Pick it up and throw it in the neighbor's yard? No, sir. No, sir. We wouldn't be picking up any snakes out here. You hear me? No, sir. Not gonna do it. Absolutely not gonna do it. That's right, Chanel. So I'm from South Carolina, but I live in New Jersey, and if it moved faster than me, we ain't friends, okay? And that's the God honest truth. Chanel, what are you planting in your garden? I think you did say you were doing a fall garden. What all are you planting? All right, let me look at this poll real quick. Did the poll end or is it still up? These bees out here messing with me. You hear me? All right, let me check a poll. So only 33% of you guys are doing a fall garden. You picked 3 melons and only 1. Snakes eat bugs and bugs. Snakes eat bugs and rats. Um, if I see a rat, I'm burning stuff too. Okay. So only 67%. Okay. Let me end poll. All right. So now that I know, not too many people. I think a lot of people don't do fall gardenings because it's like maybe too cold for a lot of people. So that could be the case. Um, I don't do mice either. I think I'm good with the snakes and the mice. Like no, thank you. So the groundhog you want to go? Did you ever think about hiring somebody to get rid of your groundhog problem? I know that you catch and release them yourself, but this might be something that I don't know. Lettuce, cabbage, beets, radishes, and carrots. Okay, okay. Um, all right. So for those of you that don't garden, what do you do with your garden space during the wintertime? Do you just let it grow out of control? Do you cover it? So let me do that poll because I'm very curious. Because some space, um, do you cover your garden with fabric if you don't plant for the fall, winter? Let's try that. So, um, what's up with the groundhogs? Grandpa Gus packets? I don't know what that is. They're all over New Jersey? Oh, okay. Yeah, the groundhogs is a big problem. Remember so we had a groundhog problem and they were trying to dig under our house. And you know, groundhogs make all types of tunnels. So it could affect the foundation of your house. And we're really not trying to have that. All right. So before I go in and start the other one, just give me a second. Let me remove this. Let me take this mic so I know where to put it. And I'm going to take off the sweatshirt because now I'm getting hot. All right. Okay. So, yeah, the groundhogs that you see them when you're driving and you're like going through a park, you can see groundhogs all in the park, like eating grass and stuff. So, yeah, they're like all over the place. Frost claw, okay. And raised beds, okay. Yeah, the groundhogs, they're bold over here where I live at. So they just they just go crazy. All right. So we got the radishes in. Um, Now I'm gonna grab these purple top turnips because that's what I'm gonna plant inside the enclosure, as well as some purple rutabagas. So this bee is kind of bothering me. And then you know what I'm gonna also do? I'm gonna take these shears with me because by brute force this morning, I think I'm gonna have to, what are really pretty? Oh, those are really pretty. I'm not really sure what's pretty. So I'm gonna use the rutabagas and the turnips, plant those inside the garden enclosure. I have a crate in there to sit on. I'm just gonna go grab my hand rake and so I have the gardening cloth that I was thinking about covering. Oh, the turnips and the rutabagas? Yeah. So hopefully, I've only grown them once before. Well, not the rutabagas, but the turnips. And hopefully, they do pretty good. So I got a tip on planting the rutabagas from Lady Bass, who was here with us earlier. And she was just saying to make sure when I plant the rutabagas to give them enough. Did I just cross a spider web? I don't know. But she was saying to make sure I give them enough. Let me sit you here. I'm trying to make it to where you're not in the view of the sun. If you're having issues seeing this morning, let me know because I'll move the camera around. I was just trying to block the sun. So see behind me how this plant is encroaching. Um, can you see the packs again? Sure. So this is from M.R. Gardner. They're purple top turnips. So this is the one I think you're talking about, purple top turnips. And they grow pretty good. But what I'm gonna plant in first is, it doesn't have a picture, but these are rutabaga seeds. So I'm gonna plant those first. And the great thing that I like about the garden enclosure is the soil is so rich that like when I pull it back and everything, I can see like worm castings and all this other stuff. Um, so I'm just loosening up the soil here with my hand rake. I know they are very pretty and I can't wait to grow them. So I'm hoping that this time we do it the right way so that we get a pretty good yield. Bees, please leave me alone. It's a lot of bees in here because of these pepper plants. But like I said, I'm a little bit in awe. I see the sun in you guys' face. I'm a little bit in awe at these pepper plants, but I gotta trim them back because they're kind of getting on my nerves a little bit. Once I get enough peppers off to do what I want them to do, they gotta go. Have I ate them? Yes. So for the turnips, you can eat the roots and the leaves. And so some of them can be fairly sweet, depends on how long you let them sit in your garden. They taste similar to, I don't know, they taste like turnips. It's a root veggie. I'm trying to think of a root veggie that it tastes like. Huh. So you know, the turnip leaves is a cross between spinach and cabbage, maybe? I'm not sure. Um, but yeah, so because the sun is in, my back, I think that you guys can see pretty good. So let me take this marker. I'm gonna do the rutabagas first. Like I said, I'm gonna space them out. Um, put these here. Let me do my rutabagas. So the rutabagas are gonna have a purple top too, just like the turnips, except for rutabagas, they are supposed to grow like bigger. So I'm gonna plant, about, because these seeds, like I said, are old, maybe about 4 seeds in each hole. But I'm only gonna plant like maybe 6 of them, and I'm gonna try to space them out for the size that I think I want them to be. So 9, 14. So, and then I have purple top turnips here. And hopefully they germinate fairly quickly so that I can do some videos and show everyone the germination cycle of turnips. So with the turnips, it says on the back that they germinate 5 to 10 days, and it's about 55 days to maturity. So it's going to take throughout the rest of the fall for them to come up. So maybe I'll just put them closer to the side. Turnips, they get maybe about a fist size, sometimes smaller, sometimes a little bit bigger for these white, purple top white globe turnips. So they'll get maybe about a fist size, if not smaller or bigger. They vary in size depending on how you take care of them. I tell people all the time, your garden does as well as you treat it. So if you treat it good, it'll treat you good. So I'm gonna plant these. I'm gonna try to put about 4 inches. I'm gonna plant them about 4 inches apart, and it takes 5 to 10 days to germinate. And the soil temperatures right now is the right temperature to plant these out. So it's not too hot for them. I'm not gonna have to worry about them bolting. But the soil is still warm enough for where they'll be able to germinate. So hopefully we get a really good yield of these. I'm gonna do maybe about half of the space that I have in here on this side with these turnips here, and can't wait to see what they taste like and what they look like. And I will be sure to give everybody an update. You see me looking over on the side because the bees are in here. So let me just, maybe I'll point the camera down so you can see how I'm doing the let me go down, 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 down. Okay. So I'm gonna put on these gloves, and for these, as you can see, the soil is very rich in here. Um, and before I take the seeds out of the packet, I'll show you how rich the soil is, and it's because I have a lot of like worm castings in here. Worm castings, Rich, you're gonna get a hit out of this, is essentially what the worms cast off, like their worm waste, if you know what I mean. So this is where is, and it's very loose in here, so it's great for root vegetables overall. Um, but yes, the soil is very rich in here. Uh, See, very rich soil. And if I dig a hole in here, you'll see that I have like a lot of um, beneficial garden worms for my garden. So like I said, I'm going to try to keep them about 4 inches apart without, so that's one. I'm going to do a hand, put them in like this. And this is one time that I'm actually going to listen to the spacing requirement on the package, just because I want to see if I actually follow what the spacing requirements are about what it says on the seed packet, how um, how deep to plant them, if I'll actually be able to harvest and have a good yield of turnips here. So put my hand here, and I'm just going to follow the holes that I put before and do them in rows here. Oh, that's not, it's a little bit too short. So, and like I said, the good thing that I like about turnips is that you can not only eat the roots, but you also eat the leaves from the turnips. So it's like two in one vegetable. Okay. All right. And let me just do one more row. Herman says it'll be 70, it'll be 76 in 4 more days. Okay. Happy early birthday. I felt something crawling on me. I was about to run. Go in here. Okay. So all of this, and where did I put all of this going over to this side? They're all going to be turnips. So the reason why I'm putting my label here is so that I know that everything here to here is a turnip. So these seeds are small like the collard green seeds, and I'm trying to see when I got them so I know packed for 2025. So I just got these, so I don't have to see them in so thick because I'm pretty sure they're gonna have a high germination rate. So these seeds look very similar to like the collard green seeds and stuff. They're very, very tiny. Um, and I might have to come in and thin them out. Hopefully I don't have my holes too thick because like I said, these seeds are really tiny. I tried not to go too deep with the holes. So when I cover them, I'll make sure I lightly cover. And it'll also work that when I water them in, that'll help too. Man, somebody is cooking something for breakfast that smells really good. They're making me hungry. Get a little bit more seeds. So I see the seeds in that one. All right, let me put these seeds back. So, all right, put my glove back on. I'm a right-handy, so all I need is my right glove for now. And I'm just gonna, like you, lightly cover the seeds. And make sure I pack it down pretty good, but not too much. And I have my turnips in. And the reason why I don't plant more than that is because in my house, guess what? I'm the only one that eats the turnips. Hey, Tamiko, how are you? The white butterfly. Okay. What do I cook? A rutabaga, and how do they? So, I've never cooked a rutabaga myself. My grandmother and one of my aunts used to cook rutabaga. So when I grow them, I'm actually gonna have to call them and ask them how to cook them. But they are actually pretty sweet. Um, I like rutabagas because, in my opinion, they're a sweet root vegetable. Not sweeter than the turnip, so that's why I like them. Um, Last time I tried to grow rutabagas, I planted them too close together, and because I did that, I only got to eat the leaves because they were so close that the roots had no like shoulder space. So that didn't work out in my benefit. Get my little hair tie here. Move these seeds over. So now I got like old labels in here. Put these labels in my pocket. So now what I'm gonna do is the same thing that I did on this side. I'm gonna just loosen up the soil a little bit with my hand rake. Oh, okay. So yeah, that's why I only planted a little bit on the side. Tamiko, you're like me. People in my house, they don't really eat um, turnips like that. I'm not really sure if they'll eat rutabagas. I think if I cook it and it's good, I might coerce my daughter into eating some rutabagas, but I'm not sure. That's the verdict is still out on that, because if I tell her what it is, she's not gonna eat it. But if I don't tell her what it is, she might try it. So just loosening up the soil here, trying not to disturb the microorganisms that are up underneath the soil, i.e. the worms and stuff. But I do need it to be loose enough to where when the roots start to come in, they will do well. So now I'm just gonna balance it out again. Put on my gloves. Okay. All right. So, all right. Probably should have got my knee pads this morning. Since I'm down here, let me turn you a little bit. All right. So, down here, and I loosened up the soil right here. I'm gonna use my marker, and for the rutabaga fist, so I'm gonna make the holes even larger distance apart. So I'm gonna put one here, and then 1, 2. I'm gonna try to go about 2, close to 2. I'm gonna try to just eyeball it, and I'm hoping. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Do a couple rows of 4. I eyeball these because I want to do these fairly quickly. Do these fairly quickly. Oh, this one's too close. This whole row I put too close. So I'm going to go a little bit further apart over here. Okay. All right. So I think I have my holes for the rutabagas here. Okay. Just making sure I look up and I don't see any additional questions. All right. I think we're almost halfway through with the stream this morning, or probably longer than halfway through. We're almost done here with some of the seeding and stuff that I'm going to do today. And then while I'm in here, I'm going to, yeah, bending is an issue, but I figure I'm still young enough to do it, Herman. So that's why I do it. So just put these in. And I'm doing these a little thicker because my intention is to come out here and thin them out. So you'll notice that I'm sprinkling quite a bit of seeds in here. Like I said, I've had these seeds for quite some time. So I just want to give myself the best rate of succession here by putting more seeds in than what I need. Did I get all the holes? I think I got all of them. I look down. I'm gonna put a little bit more in this one right here. And all right, bee, you better leave me alone. You hear me out here talking to the bees? I'm willing the bees to leave me alone. And let me stick my label over here so I can know where I stopped at. Right-handed, grab a glove. All right, so all I have to do for this part of the bed now is cover it, tap it a little bit, tamp it down. Okay, so got some root veggies in. That's the purple turnips, the rutabagas in here. And while I'm in here, on the stream the other day, I started, good morning, Stephanie. I think that's you on Rich and Chapman. Let me not drop this camera. All right. So I'll show you, last week I had started some seeds indoors, and I said that I wanted to not have to deal with having to harden off the plants. So in here, let me just bend the camera down so you can see. After I seeded them, I put them in here, and you can see that they've already started to sprout. And Once they get big enough, what I'm gonna do is go in and thin them out. But for now, they look pretty good. I need to come in here and water it a little bit, it looks like. But pretty happy with what I see here. So we have collard greens, broccoli, tatsoi, which is an Asian cabbage. And yeah, can't wait to get these up and running in the garden. Make sure you let me know what you think about these little seedlings. But what I'm gonna do now is something that I've been procrastinating doing. Oh, your greenhouse is built out of a trampoline? Pretty sure my daughter wouldn't like for me to turn her trampoline into a greenhouse. That would be a big no for me. So here's my shears. I'm gonna put on my gloves just in case I touch something that I don't really want to touch. But as you can see, I can't like get in to pick stuff without like crawling. So I'm just gonna trim these pepper plants back. It's a lot bigger than what I need it to be in terms of the plants. So maybe I'll get my harvest basket first and cut off any of the peppers that I see. But let me just show you guys, take you out for a little bit. And let me show you. Okay. So you see in here, like I could barely get in here without the pepper plants like being in my way. So I'm just gonna come in here, if this bee will let me be great, and just start trimming out this plant and like backing it up a little bit. Some of them have like fruits on them already, but they gotta go because I need to be able to get in here. And like it's like producing like crazy, but I don't need this amount of peppers. So I gotta trim it back. And a lot of the foliage in here, I'm essentially just gonna put I'm gonna put inside of my compost bin. So, and then I have a green pepper plant in here that's like big as all get out. So yeah, this I think is a ghost pepper plant. It's gotta be trimmed back. Right, so Chanel, I'm with you with that. I want the bees to let me do my job too. And they've been bothering me real bad this morning, so you'll see me like walk back a little bit, and it's because I don't want to get stung by a bee. I want to build a geodome and make it into a greenhouse. I had to research that. I don't even know what that is. Okay. All right, so let me just keep trimming out these green peppers. Well, not even green peppers. They're like all types of peppers in here. Let me go down here. See this? Look at this, right? So this is my habanero plant, and it went crazy this season. And I'm actually gonna pick the green habaneros off of here, so I'm just gonna sit it up top. I know even though they're not fully mature and orange, some people that I know will still use them green because they're still pretty spicy. So because they're big, I'm just gonna save them and sit them on the side, toss them in a bag and freeze them for one of my friends that likes to eat spicy stuff. See, it's like I can finally kind of like fit in here comfortably. This one has some that are on it, but I mean, let me just pull these off because these are ready to go into something. All right, so we got some habaneros. Don't know what I'll use them for, but use them for something. This actually isn't a habanero or a ghost pepper. This is a something death pepper, but I'm gonna save the green one off to the side because like I said, I have some friends who like spicy stuff. I don't in particular, but what are you gonna do? Okay, so I did trim it back a bit. I need to know which plants are which, so this is crazy work here. Like, I don't know which plants are which, but I'm gonna leave this one. So that's the dragon's breath, and then I have the ghost pepper that's mixing in. So these are from the ghost pepper. I'm gonna put this up here. Yeah, thank you so much, Herman. I don't know what I did to make myself this lucky this season, but these peppers in here going crazy. And I actually want to see if I can poke the camera in because I want to show you guys. There are these chicken eats of peppers. Thanks to Gwen, who's in the chat. She bought me these plants, and I decided to excuse the leaf foliage, but I'm going to put you in there so that you can get a good look of what I'm looking at from a distance. So if I go all the way in and I move it all about, and then if I go in here and I move it, you see all those peppers in the back? How in the world am I supposed to reach all of that stuff back there? How? It's I just don't know. So that's a good um, explanation of why I'm cutting down a lot of the leaves on the plant out here. So Kim, uh, Gwen, anybody that's local to me, if you're looking for a little bit of spice and you need it, call me. I got you. You can have however many of these pepper plants that you peppers off of these plants that you want, because what am I gonna do with them all? I can't make that many bottles of hot sauce. So speaking of hot sauce, I'm coming out because I'm gonna do something that my brother's gonna ask me to do, which is hydrate. Can't really see. You like spicy stuff? I can ship you some to PA. Tell you what, go to my homepage, Chanel. Go to my homepage. Look for my email address and email me, and I will send you some of this stuff because I can't use it all. And because you're so local, it won't take long to get there. So yeah, go to the homepage on my YouTube. My email address is there, and send me an address to send them to, and I'll be more than happy to send them. So yeah. So we got the turnips in, we got the radishes in, we got the mustards in. I am going to show you guys again the stuff that we put in pots, and I showed you guys the strawberries that we're going to dig out and put them in the green stalk whenever they get here, so I hope it gets here pretty soon. And also what I'm going to do is, because I'm looking to take out these tomato plants pretty soon, is trim it down. I'm going to make the plant what my father says, I'm going to make the plant a little naked. I'm going to trim off all the dead from the tomato plant so that I can see how many tomatoes I can get left on my tomato plant before it dies out completely. I think that tomato plant is going to be the next to go. And yeah, so Rich, if you're still online, which I think you are, can you give me a time check check in on Agape to see if the speaker is up. So, all right. I have so much left to do. But before I leave off, um, Steph, if you're still here, this is going to be pretty interesting for you to see. Okay. So, I want to say about a couple weeks ago, I planted in a lot of seeds. It might have even been was it last week? No, it was 2 weeks ago. I planted in a lot of the fall gardening seeds, and he's not up yet. Okay, so I got a little bit more time. So a lot of the fall plants, we put seeds in containers because not only am I going to do in-ground gardening, I'm doing. Good morning, Kenneth. Welcome to the channel. Not only am I going to do the in-ground gardening, so you saw me put some seeds in the ground today. We're doing the container gardening. So this is from the 31st, and yeah, most of it is from the 31st. So I'm just going to show you where soon I'll get to start thinning out. So I'm going to take the camera a little bit closer. You'll see that now they have like the fourth leaf. I'm going to wait for them to get a little bit bigger. So what's going to happen is whichever one is the strongest, I'm going to leave in, and then I'm going to thin out the, I'm going to go in and thin out the less strong plant. So that's what happens when you plant fall seeds in containers. And one of the things that we wanted to talk about also was the difference in the gardening potting mix and which ones grow the fastest. So on this side, I think we had the Vigoro gardening mix. It's what we have on this side, and you can see how these plants are doing. This is broccoli here. I'm waiting for it to get some third and fourth leaves. And then here is the Swiss chard. So yeah, it doesn't have any third and fourth leaves, but I do need to start thinning these out soon because they are, you're welcome, Chanel. They are on top of each other. So this one I'm going to probably start thinning out pretty soon because I don't want them bowing over and stuff like that. But here are my Vates collard greens. You'll see that they already start to have like their third and fourth leaves. Going to thin those out. So then if you look on this side, this is where we had the Miracle Grow. So looks like to me, if you really had to say which potting soil is better, it looks like it was the, what is it, Vigoro potting soil, because look, these are the beets. They're pretty tiny, and granted, I do know that beets come out a little bit slower, but this is the broccoli, right? And it came up slower, and the one thing that's doing it has a benefit is I'm gonna be able to thin out this cabbage pretty soon. I only want one cabbage in this pot, so I'm gonna thin these out. And then over here, a couple weeks before that, we have the Kellogg's potting mix. It started out great, so look at this one, and it looks like something is trying to eat these. I don't like that, but I did notice that it's growing pretty good, so I'll thin out over here and then over here. But I'm actually, you see how it's kind of like yellow? What I'm gonna do is come in here and feed it a little bit, give it some nitrogen. So, and I'm gonna feed it with like liquid fertilizer. And then here are like the purple mustards. So they're growing in very thick. I'm not gonna thin them out because like I said, I just want them for the leaves. And they are a little discolored too. So what I'm gonna do for those is feed it. Herman, I think you saw me yesterday. I'll give you another view of this hibiscus plant. And you look at the top, you see what I see, everybody? Look at the top. I'm starting to get some hibiscus flowers that are gonna come in soon. So I'm very happy about that. And I will use the hibiscus over here. And down here, you know, I have my basil propping up the hibiscus because it kept falling over. But yeah, I'm gonna use maybe not this basil, maybe the purple basil. And if you stay tuned and you watch the content on the channel, um, in a couple weeks I'm going to be making some basil oil. A lot of people use it in like pasta dishes and things like that. So yeah, give me 1 second, Rich. We're almost done here. But yeah, so thank everybody for joining. Next Sunday, we'll be live again, 8 o'clock. I'm starting a little later for those of you who wake up later. And hopefully this is a great time for everybody. If you have any questions or any comments, please drop a comment in the comment section. Feel free to watch the replay. Again, for those of you that are new here, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe so that you can get notifications the next time I go live. Happy gardening, everybody. I'm Farmer Chas, and hopefully you guys have learned or been entertained a little bit this morning with my little gardening journey. Come back. Sometimes I do one-off lives throughout the week or on the weekend that are not scheduled, so stay tuned for those. And if you hit the subscribe and the bell icon, you'll get a notification for that. But thank everybody for joining me. I hope you come back. I hope you have some more questions, and let's just garden together. If you have a friend that's gardening too, invite them to come into the live. And thank you everybody for joining me this morning. So until next week, or maybe even before, make sure you tune in. And tomorrow, everybody, my hot sauce video is going to drop tomorrow morning. Make sure you tune in. Make sure you pay attention to the reactions and of my face as I'm making it, so that you'll know that a little secret. I almost pepper it. You know, the heat of and the oils from the peppers themselves can almost be just like pepper spraying yourself. So just think about that as you watch the video. And I hope to see and hear from everybody pretty soon. Thank you for joining again, and have a great day, everybody. Have a happy Sunday, and have a happy football Sunday too. So happy gardening, everybody. Until next week, I'll see you then.